Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your June 2019 general read. I'm Jade with yesYesYes. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're brand new, welcome. I am a little late getting these out. I've just been really swamped this month, and so I apologize. You're on the last of the list, but I hope it's a good one for you, Scorpio. This is general for Sun, Moon, and Rising. And let me see, what else? This is going to start with the overall, the 2019 spread. The link to that is in the box below, as well as my website info, yesYesYes.life. If you're interested in having a personal read with me, you can click on the link and head straight there and just book it from the website. I'm really enjoying all my time for those who are booking readings. And also, I just wanted to say thank you for all of the comments, the likes and the shares and the subscribes. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you, so thank you. And if you're feeling it, let me know and hit that like button. Okay, so let's get started, Scorpio. The overall for this year, you have two cards from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. You have Taming the Wind and Completion, okay? So completion is showing that there's a cycle that's ending this year. So I don't know, and a lot of times cycles can run in numbers. Most commonly, there's a 9-year cycle, a 10-year cycle. Sometimes it cycles out with the moon phases or with planets. So I'm not sure what particular cycle you are feeling like you're more connected to, but it feels like this is a year where it's coming to a completion. And I will say that because there's this big astrological pull towards Capricorn, both Pluto and Saturn are going to be conjoining in 2020, as well as Jupiter joining in on the game. There's a lot of pull towards Capricorn. So wherever Capricorn is in your life, or is in your chart, so funny, you might be feeling that is the completion, okay? So there might be a pull towards energy in that area in your chart. Now, Taming the Wind, this is trying to get back into your power. And I know that you are all powerful, Scorpio. I have Scorpio rising, so I love you all so very much because I feel like I'm one of the tribe, even though it's not my inherent nature. But Taming the Wind is really standing firmly against the natural flow and creating life in the way in which you want. Totally natural, normal way for Scorpios to go. Now, just as an advice, as a warning, try to make sure that you're making the choices that are best for everyone involved and that you're not just going for just yourself. And the only reason why I mention that is because it can become manipulative. So go into your higher self and ask what would be best for everyone in that situation as you are taming that wind. Now, specifically for this month, we have the Star card in the Line Strider deck. This is wishes granted. This is higher intuition. This might be connected to a female in your life. And if you are the female Scorpio, this could be you, okay? We could just be saying that the female energy, the feminine, the receptive mode here is the wishes are being granted, okay? Star is also Aquarian nature, so it's higher than ourselves. It's higher self. It's outside of the reality, the everyday that we know and face. So this is a grander part of you, perhaps, or a grander woman that's coming in for your life this month. So we'll see, Scorpio, how that plays out here in the overall. I'm going to do the overall with the Rider-Waite deck. All the cards have been pre-shuffled, and I'm going to shuffle again. We're going to do a past, present, and future spread, and then I'll get a few, I'll get a few clarifiers. All right, so that one just popped, but I'm going to ask specifically for Scorpio, what past influences, past information do we have for Scorpio, please? What's going on for Scorpio's past? How are you, Scorpio? Hope you're enjoying the summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere. Your card came out in the reverse. Perhaps you were not quite in your power in the past. Ace of Swords. Perhaps there was a little bit of thinking of yourself above others, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I mean. I mean just making sure that everybody else is, you have a lot of power, Scorpio. So, I've got a honey flipper. You have a lot of power, and so with power comes great responsibility. That's what I'm meaning here. So it's just, you know, keeping in mind that there are other people involved. All right, so the card that flipped out was the Five of Swords. It came to me in the reverse. So this is, the Five of Swords is putting the swords down, like, you know, there's an uncomfortable truce. When it's in the reverse, I feel like there's still a little bit of fighting, still a little bit of that sharp tongue, backbiting, backstabbing, gossiping, words that are exchanged, not even actually to the person. So this would be, you know, two-faced behavior, talking about people behind their back, that type of thing. Now this could have been what was happening to you or around you. This could be what this past situation is about. So let's see. So that had you not in your power, this Death card. You weren't able to move beyond it. It had you a little stuck. There was some truth being spoken, okay? And I'm feeling like this is harsh truth. This might be your word coming out and saying, look, this is not going to work for me. You can't talk about me or my people or my community, whatever. You know, this is just doing the Scorpio thing, which is, you know, calling it out for what it is and basically flooring it, right? Taking the power away from the other person and putting it back down to neutral, okay? You just kind of neutralized everything with a sharp tongue. Now, I know Scorpios have that sharp tongue, and it can come in swiftly, especially when someone has you out of your power, or not necessarily even out of your power, but is doing something against the Scorpio, okay, against you. And maybe it's another person in your life, and not necessarily you, but it was a reflection of you. But we also had some success in doing so. So I feel like whatever the situation was in the past, there was something that lightened up because you spoke the truth, because you did, you know, what Scorpios do best, you know, laying the foundation, the truth out and neutralizing the situation. And when I say neutralize, there are probably still feelings that are being worked through, even though the power was neutralized. There wasn't an imbalance anymore. You spoke the truth about what you were observing or how you felt or what was going on, and that took the power from the other individual. Now, Scorpios, and this is just a check, make sure that you're still in alignment with who you are and what is best, not only for you, but the people involved in your life, what we were talking about here earlier. So if you were not in your power in the past, it could have been that there was this imbalance in your life where perhaps you were spending more time doing things that were in, you know, specifically for you, taking care of you, and forgetting about other people who are important to you in the life. And that could have been just a self-preservation mode, right? Going back into the self to make sure that everything is, to make sure that the Scorpio survives. We want the Scorpio to survive, but I know that Scorpios will survive no matter what. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. Okay, let's see what's going on for the present for Scorpio, please. And this could be deep past, that could have been, you know, yesterday, but we'll see how it all plays out here. If there is an influence in our present energies for Scorpio. And I've got some cards that are trying to flop around. Let's get it together here. Okay, I've got two. May I have one more, please? Okay. Star card came back out. All right. So we have Five of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse. And then we have the Star card. Beautiful cards for your present. This is the card of being outside of everything else. This is a poverty card, poverty consciousness, feeling less than, not important, not involved, not included. So with it being in the reverse, what's happened in the past that might have made you feel excluded is now over with. You are feeling like you are in your prime, connected to the community. You have been let in on what was going on, or you have put yourself in the middle of what was going on. You're not feeling the disappointment anymore. This is the, you know, Five of Cups is disappointment because you've got cups that are spilled over. They're not seeing the two that are remaining. This is you seeing everything clearly for what it is. And I think that this is emotionally understanding what's going on, as well as, you know, if there was some kind of financial issue that came up from this past, where, you know, maybe this was people at work talking about badly about you, and you had to kind of nip it in the bud and make the change in the past. I feel like if that was, you know, if it was at work or someplace where you would be earning money, it might have even cut into your money in the past, but right now your money's looking much better because you're being let in on it. Maybe you have a new project that they have asked you to come in on because you you kind of took care of the issues, the grumblings. That's what it, you know, people who say stuff underneath their breath because either they're afraid of starting something, or they just want to, you know, create an irritation, but they want to create a situation that grows slowly, and they don't want to be in the forefront of it. They just want to manipulate a situation. So what I'm feeling is that was cut out. You might have been brought in, and they might have been cut out of a new work project. And I think emotionally, if there was some hurt feelings, it's over with now in the present, because now you're back into this star energy. So now you're getting your wishes fulfilled. Look at this card. So Aquarian energy, maybe there's Aquarius and Aquarian female even in your life, because remember we had the star earlier. So there might be an Aquarian female at work or in a partnership, something along those lines, or a friendship where this female is coming in to help your wishes come to a fruition, okay? And I don't, you know, these wishes could be just for balance, but you have some really powerful cards here. You've got the sun card that's just, you know, the sun from your past, and the star is now illuminating it. The star is also being grander than yourself, right? I talked a little bit about that, but being grander than anything that is happening currently. So this is the dream of the dream. What is it that you dream of, Scorpio? And this could be at work, this could be in family, in partnership, anything. What is it that you dream of that's bigger than you think you could even bring into reality? So it's like the dream of the dream. Okay, you're doing what you probably are wanting to do in life. I feel like Scorpios always kind of do that. And if you make sacrifices, it's because you choose to make sacrifices. I don't feel like the Scorpio ever does things or is in situations that Scorpio doesn't want. Now, things can happen to you that you don't want, but that's not what I mean. I'm meaning that, you know, you're in the situation and you choose it. I've said this before. I hope it makes sense. I'm not trying to say that you bring on pain or suffering because you choose that. That's not what I'm meaning here. I'm meaning that, you know, you put yourself in, if you want to work at a mid-level job because you don't want to have that much responsibility at work, because you'd rather be focusing on your social life or your activities outside of work, then you choose that mid-level job, and that's totally fine for you. So I feel like that's what Scorpio does. You kind of put yourself in exactly the perfect position, and it's everything that you want, right? That's kind of the energy. But this is this is even beyond that, Scorpio. So let's say you are that person in the mid-level job. What is it that you dream of that's even beyond that? Would that be that someone else, you could hire someone else to do what you're doing, make money off of the job, and have more time to do other things, you know, be social, I'm feeling like, you know, going out and canoeing or kayaking, you know, being out in nature. It's probably because it's a nature card, but I'm feeling like there's a lot of Scorpios who, you know, what's your next dream? Because right now you've got a lot of energy that's pulling forward, pulling towards your being able to manifest that and bring that into your reality, even though you might never have thought that you could in the past. Okay, let's see in the future. Well, we got a flop, so I'll take it, but I'm going to ask more specifically. In the future, what's coming forward for Scorpio? If the energies connect here and continue, will these wishes come true for Scorpio? What are these wishes coming for Scorpio? Oof. Scorpio and your future. I'm just trying to let the cards flop here because they've been talking a lot more this month, which I enjoy. So I'm wanting to see, there we go. Two of Wands came out in the reverse. Okay, I feel like there's one more. One more for Scorpio. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Okay. Okay, so we've got a little bit of hold time, like hang time. Two of Wands came out in the reverse. So I'm feeling like right now you're really focusing on, and this will be in the future. In the future, you'll be focused on the present, okay? This is the card of the future and focusing on the future, but when it's in the reverse, this is a, not looking at anything in my opinion, not looking at anything beyond what is now. So in the future, you're just going to be planning for and kind of keeping your head down, creating things for that moment. Okay, it may not be something new and exciting quite yet, but there is the potential for that. I'm feeling like you're just gonna kind of hold off from making any choices. So maybe what this energy is, this star energy, it's giving you some ideas, but there's a need for this choice to be made, and this could be a financial choice. Maybe there's a new job or a new way of making money, like I was talking about. If you subcontract, then you can still make money. So you might be really considering a new job or a new way of making money here in the future. Just considering, right? There's not any action being taken. I do think that you might be looking at life a little differently, but you're choosing this, right? This hangman position it's a card of hold, right? But you've put yourself in this this perspective so that you can look at things a little differently. So I feel that there's not any action being taken in the near future towards any new job or any new money-making opportunity. You might be riding this star energy just a bit to get yourself some perspective. Now, I want to get some clarifiers from the Lenormand deck here, just to see if I can find out exactly what we're talking about. Sometimes I can see it. Sometimes the cards tell me, nope, but I like to get at least a little bit more if possible. So I'm looking for present energies. What's going on for this present energy for Scorpio? Present energies, please, for Scorpio. Okay. And you've got 2 5s on the table. I don't want it to come out 2. Okay, so present is, all right, so we're talking about feeling included, feeling a little bit more of an emotional balance, and exploring this higher self, exploring the wishes and the possibilities out there. Now, you might be doing this, I feel like you're feeling included in a community way. You might be going out to an actual park. This is the park card, or the garden. You might be going out, and I'm feeling like a lot of the Scorpios I'm speaking to today really like nature, so hiking and canoeing and kayaking and that type of thing. So there's a change where you're getting invited to do things in your community, and this again could be work. So maybe this is a social community as well, at work. And there is a secret that's going to come out in this, let's see, in this card of this disappointment that you might have felt. When this information comes out, it's not going to be disappointing. You're actually going to be really happy about it, and I think that's what's going to lead you to your to the wish coming out, the wish being fulfilled. Some type of secret is revealed. It could be this talk from the past, but I'm feeling like it's something totally new that is not necessarily disappointing. It's exactly what you wanted to hear, and it might be an emotional offer. It might be a suitor coming forward. It could be at work. It could be in your community. But truth is going to come out, something that wasn't talked about before, and then that's going to kind of spur you, to going towards your wishes, okay? Now, in the future, let's get some cards for the future for Scorpio. And let's see what all this hold time, this hang time is in this consideration. Let's see if
if I can get any clarity on what you're considering here in the future. Okay, 3 cards came out. So it looks like, so the key, this is what you need to do in order to get to the heart of everything, okay? So the key to your future and what you're considering is being stable and finding a depth within yourself that feels strong and sturdy on your own, okay? I say that because we've got these deep waters, which I'm feeling is a very Scorpio energy, and then the anchor here is it's a grounding in the depth of emotion, okay? So I think that there's some type of emotional issue that comes up. Maybe, you know, the secret in the present blends and leads to something in the future. It is something that you're going to consider, and it might be a harsh consideration. This is the whip is a card of repetition, but it's also a card of like fighting and hurt feelings and also like self-hurt. So just be aware, even though you're getting some new perspective here in the future, make sure that you're doing it in a healthy way for yourself, that you're emotionally balanced. Because I'm seeing this card, this balance here. And this, you know, even though I was talking about this being financial, this is also health related. This is also like, you know, your physical nature is what Pentacles are. So it's food, clothing, shelter, health, well-being, and money. So there's this balance that you're seeking in the future. And I'm feeling like there's a need for emotional balance so that you're not gonna, don't beat yourself up in the future with whatever the secret is. If I feel like it's leading to a positive place, so I'm trying to work through these cards because these are, this is a challenge in the future, but it might just be that you're repeating, looking for the stability in your emotional self, okay? Now, again, I was talking about all this future stuff being possibly work related or whatever your next step is in life that you're on hold. You're not ready to take the plunge. You're not ready to move forward in it. There's not a beginning, you know, no actions being taken with that Ace of Wands in the reverse. But you're getting the perspective, and perhaps you're just getting this perspective and looking at things, maybe taking more time to do so than is needed. That could be what that repetition card is. So right now, your energy is beautiful, Scorpio. I want you to enjoy it, and if you can, because the energy in the near future seems to be a little bit challenging, remember that this star is with you in multiple ways this month, and so even though in the near future you're considering, you're pulling yourself out, you're kind of going into Scorpio mode of feeling through the shadow and doing some shadow work, remember that star is here for you. Remember that there's always light and illumination and wishes that can be granted through this, you know, even if it is tough waters, tough and deep emotional waters in the future. But the truth is, Scorpio, you thrive in that. You know you do, but you can also balance it with the sun, you know, this brightness, this bright energy, and you can also balance it with the star. So, and if this is a new person coming in, a female who's outside of yourself, or maybe a female Aquarian, keep in mind that person may be the person who gives this new information to you that helps you to see things clearer and to reach towards a goal. And might bring you to a place of having to go into this more deep emotional waters in the future. All right, Scorpio, that was a tough one. In the future, that can always change. Just remember that. Be the star, my loves, okay? I'm going to send you all my love, and I'll see you guys next time.